Hello my crafty friends, it's Pamela and I am here today with a tutorial on the ephemera folder or notebook, whichever one you want to call it. I have had a couple of requests for a tutorial, so there are several out there and I will link those in the description box in case you want to watch their videos. But this is my tutorial on my ephemera notebook. So I've prepared everything ahead of time as far as doing all the cutting. So my cover is going to be 9 by 6, and for those of you that do centimeters and think that's 23 by 15, and then the spine is 23 by centimeters by 6.5 centimeters, or 9 by 2.5 inches. So I have cut my front cover. I'm going to do a Christmas themed one to hold all my holiday ephemera. So I've cut the front cover and the back cover, and then this is going to be the spine piece that covers, that overlaps, but it's the spine piece. So I am going to put that together and then I'll come back and show you the next step. So I used some washi tape to hold my cover pieces, my chipboard pieces together, and I've left a hefty gap between the front and back cover and the spine because I'm going to have a double layer of cardstock between the front and the back, and so I want to make sure that there's plenty of room for it to fold. So I use washi tape just to hold it in place while I'm putting and gluing everything together. So now I'm going to glue my covers on, and I have made the covers, the front and back covers, 6 inches wide, but I've made them 11 inches long because I'm going to tuck them in on the inside and cover them that way. So I want to leave basically an inch on each side and just about edge. So I'm going to come over, I guess basically almost an inch, and I'm going to glue it down. And I just want to check the placement of it before I do that. So let me get my glue out. And this is just a basic cover. Lots of you know how to do these, I'm sure. What I'm doing isn't anything new to you, but for somebody it might be, so I will just go through this process really quick and get plenty of glue on here. I love my art glitter glue. It doesn't take as much and it flows really nicely. Oops, I didn't need to do right there. Something else, but for these purposes we will use a little more just to make sure I get everything covered, and then it gets a really tight grip on the paper. I do have a brayer and I will go over it a couple of times just to make sure that that glue spreads out. And then let's put on the back cover. Okay. I'm going to make sure we've got that covered good. Want there to be plenty of glue right there where the spine is connecting. And I kind of do it a little backwards, maybe some people think, but I want to make sure that the center is really well glued, and then I go in and glue the sides and add the glue that I need to cover rest. And we'll do this side. And that looks like it's got a really good glue. I missed a little spot right here, but that's fixable. Okay, so this is what we have. And now I will come in and fold these pieces over and make sure that I have a really good crease and that it's right up to that chipboard. And then I will do the same with the top and the bottom. Kind of push in a little bit so that I make sure I'm against the chipboard. Okay, now I take my hefty scissors, and you can see that corner where it meets, and I kind of just go cut it off at an angle just shy of the corner. And now, make sure I'm in frame. I just come in here with my glue and glue all these pieces down. And sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I will use some of these binder clips to hold them in place, make sure that it's going to stay glued down. And again, I'll come in with my brayer and do that. Make sure it's stuck. Now that's going to make a really nice sharp point. So I will come along this edge of the chipboard just to make sure it gets that right up to the edge. Press that down. And repeat. But that's the reason for the 3 pieces that I've selected for the inside cover. And I think I was going to do like this. So I'm going to glue this down and then I will come back and show you the finished cover. Okay, so the one thing I wanted to show you before I put the final piece on the inside cover is that the glue is really pretty dry by now on the outside cover, and so I'll come in with my bone folder and just kind of crease these gaps right here so that the book will fold and close nicely. So that looks pretty good. And so now I'm going to glue on the back. Just going to line these up. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm not really a person that measures everything out exactly. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. I don't want to bend the spine yet. I want to make sure that the glue is dry. And this glue does dry very quickly. But I do want to wait until it's completely dry before I bend it again from the inside. I have already cut the pages that I need. I have cut, I don't remember how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of double-sided cardstock. And you don't have to use double-sided if you don't want to. I just like the look of having some color on each page, but I try to make the designs not too busy because you do want to be able to see your ephemera in there and not have it be overshadowed by the design of the paper. So my pages are 6 1/4 wide. So if you remember, the book is going to be 6 wide, but we're going to do a hinge, and that's the secret of this ephemera notebook folder, is that it's hinged, not stitched in. So the book is 9 tall. I've made my pages 8 3/4 tall and 6 1/4 this way. So I've put them in the order that I am going to place them in the book, and the pages that I want to be on the front. So when the, actually I think that one is supposed to go this way. So when this will be the page that will be up. So remember that this is going to be the up side. So if you use your bone folder, you want to do it on the opposite side, and I do it at 1/4 inch. All kinds of things going on upstairs, and I'm right below all the action. Sorry about the noise. So this is the right side up, and I am just going to go and crease every single page at 1/4 inch and make sure that they are in the right order. Keep them in that order just because then I'll forget if I don't. I might get them mixed up. So, and this one is right side up. And last page is this one. Okay. So now I have all my pages scored. I'm not going to bend them yet because we're going to go to the next step, and that is to cut the sheet protectors. So I use a heavyweight sheet protector, and I can cut 2 or 3 sheet protectors at a time, and I cut them